Women don't listen to men. Women think that men were created to serve them. So if you ain't serving them, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, because at the end of the day, women think that this is we need to teach males to do this. Women want men to be women. Women want society to transform a male into a female. Women hate women. Women hate each other. But they want to get a man and then make him embody all of the characteristics of a woman.
So I had a homeboy send me this clip, and I just couldn't believe it. I said, it can't be the same woman who believes in female superiority. This can't be the same woman who believes that women should be leading men. So I had to do some further digging and see what's going on. Let's take a look at some of her old content that I reacted to so you can kind of understand the switch up.
A woman should be the dominant and a man should be the submissive. That's
what you're because y'all follow commands. You go do. You go do. And she gonna tell you what to do. Because here's the thing. If y'all don't have somebody telling y'all what to do, y'all are going to be reckless. And so women are divorcing y'all in these relationships because they are allowing you to quote unquote lead, and they're being submissive. And since y'all can't lead yourself, y'all leading her into the ground. So here's the thing. The natural order is for the feminine to be the leader. If you give to the feminine, right? The feminine is always going to regenerate life and everybody's going to be taken care of. Y'all are territorial. Y'all just want the image of leadership. You just want to be out in public. I'm the leader, but all of the responsibility is actually on the woman. The leader takes the majority of the responsibility. If women allow men, which means she submit, all right, and allow him to lead, she don't have no control over what he's going to do. She's steady submitting to him. Women have to change their minds and realize that they ain't supposed to submit to men because men just going to do what you allow them to do, because they don't have no governor on their own behavior to know when to not do something, to know better. They don't know. They just going to keep being reckless. And they're not going to take care of your feelings because they're only concerned about theirs.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun reacting to that one. I mean, she did make one good point, is that leaders take on the bulk of the responsibility. Women don't want the responsibility because who would they blame when things go wrong? Women make poor leaders because they won't take accountability when things go left. And to be honest, most men don't want the responsibility because there's a lot of pressure that comes with leadership. Men are more capable of bearing the hardships of being a leader. But we got some more clips, so let's watch.
We ain't traveling across seas trying to go find no pussy. We ain't passport girls, but that ain't us. Let's put it to the test.
Y'all get flued out.
Wait.
Okay.
Let's
Shout out passport girls.
Yeah, let's put it to the test, right? Y'all can be better. I'm cool with that. You know, ain't no fight on my end, baby. See, when you know, let's let the truth reveal who's the strongest and who's the weakest. If women find out who y'all really are at the core and they know what I know and they stop dealing with you, let's see who go crazy first. Let's see who destroy the world. Now, y'all can either humble yourself. Every tongue shall confess and every knee shall bow that the true God is feminine energy, and y'all get in y'all place like you supposed to be, all right? Or you burn in hell on the inside when that bitch don't give you shit. I'm gonna make y'all simps and proud simps, man. Shit. Man, I'm Russell Wilson, man. That's what's up. You got your queen, baby. I'm gonna turn all y'all into simps.
Right. This is a pretty weak argument for female superiority. She's basically saying that if women withhold sex from men, then men would have no choice but to bow down to women and do as they will. And listen, there's no question about it. There is definitely power in the punani. However, she is under the assumption that men do not have anything to leverage over women as well. And history has shown that men have always had the leverage. So while I believe withholding sex isn't a bad strategy, men can withhold our resources, we can withhold our infrastructure, and we can withhold our manpower and protection. And back in the day, women were way less promiscuous. And somehow they still were unable to take control. Why? Because they needed our infrastructure, they needed our resources, and they needed our protection. So if this is a competition between getting some cheeks and surviving, men are always going to win that battle. And history has shown women will give up the cheeks if it means safety and security. And the men who can provide that will never be starving for women. Now let's take a look at why she changed up her tune.
Quote unquote, your ex.
Yeah.
You know, she threw shots at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She basically said you groomed her into a relationship, which is the wildest shit I've ever heard. How do you groom somebody into a relationship? But anyway,
Yeah, I'm not vibing with the idea that an adult can be groomed into a relationship. You was in that relationship because you wanted to be. Let's stop the cap.
and she basically threw just a lot of different accusations at you. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying you're a fraud, you know, and things like that. So what do you have to say about the quote unquote, you're a fraud?
It hurts. So here's the thing. See, she didn't like the fact that I'm not as emotional as her. Her whole goal was to try to hurt me however she could. So she was the type of person that I just could not mentally handle. I couldn't mentally withstand the stuff that she was putting me through. So I actually broke up with her in January, right? And so we had been broken up for 4 months, but I'm the type of person that's like, we can remain friends. We don't have to be together. It don't have to be no beef, because I ain't never done nothing to you. I ain't never done nothing but try to be a good friend to you.
Right.
But she was putting me through a lot of hell. She was suicidal. She would always talk about being suicidal, that she had these dark thoughts. She would even tell me that she would see demon faces. Like, she was really going through some mental stuff, right? And she was she was really causing me a lot of pain.
You thought it was going to be sweet on the other side, didn't you? Come to find out, it's just as bad on the other side, if not worse.
She was a struggling content creator. And so she had a breakup with her baby daddy. Now, so she got 2 different baby daddies, and she ain't with neither one of them, right? And so she broke up online with her second baby daddy. So
that wasn't a red flag for you?
Huh? No.
Okay, this was before?
No, this is
Right.
This is what she's doing,
Gotcha.
right. So because she broke up online, she tells me this, and she sent it to me in a text message. I don't want to look like a fool. I already broke up and had a terrible breakup online. I don't want to look like a fool. So what she was trying to do is make me look bad, right? By trying to make it seem like because she didn't want to now have 2 baby daddies and then be broken up with a woman. She didn't want the public to see that a woman had broke up with her. So what she was trying to do is beat somebody to the punch. And I'm like, I left you alone. I didn't say, look, I even sent her to her job. I sent her like a bouquet of fruit to say that we don't have to be enemies or nothing. We can be friends. Man, they flipped that to be negative. She's narcissistic and gaslighting. Why would you send her fruit to her job? And so she told me one time, like when I had broke up with her, I had broke up with her one time before. And then I messed around and we had got back together. But during this little period of time where I had broke up with her, I was on live and doing things, and she gonna tell me, I felt some kind of way because I'm over here hurting and I'm over here crying and you just online smiling like ain't nothing wrong with you. So she didn't like the fact that she couldn't get to me emotionally. So her way of thinking that she was gonna hurt me was to bring my child and smear my child all over the internet to say that I'm abusive. And she did it just because she wanted a response out of me.
That's crazy.
And so she have them calling CPS and bringing CPS to my house on a totally fabricated lie. All because you're mad that I broke up with you and moved on with somebody else, and that I wasn't crying and showing signs of emotional instability. That's what all of that was about. And because women hate each other, see, that situation, by her doing that and me seeing the women rally, that opened my eyes to the wickedness of women.
There it is.
That is what opened my eyes to the wickedness of women. And I said, oh.
This is what men have been saying forever.
So women do create stuff and try to destroy a person's life. And if you're seen as the stronger person, women will weaponize their perceived weakness and play the victim. They throw rocks and hide their hand. And because I had never done that. So I didn't realize that women ain't like me.
There it is.
I didn't realize that women were not like. Now, I experienced a lot of the same things that women was experiencing at the hands of men.
Right. But you never been on the other side.
But I've never been on the other side because I wasn't doing to men what these women be doing.
Oh, how the tables have turned. See, it's one thing to be friends with a woman. It's a whole nother thing to date a woman. And here's the funny part. She thought because she's a woman that the sisterhood was going to be on her side. Oh no, sweetheart. Because of your masculine stature, you will be perceived as the man in the relationship. And to women, the men will always be seen as the aggressor. And most women have a victim mindset, so they will always side with the victim. She's finally starting to see what men have been saying for years. This is rich. But now let's see how she's changed her tune.
They needed to be helped, but I realized how deep the problem really is. I realized, like, let's say this is where women need to go. And this is the absolute bottom that a woman can be at. I thought that women might have been right here. I thought they might have been right here and they just needed some help to get here. But after that, I realized that women down here, instead of me thinking they were here, needing to go here, I see that they're here instead. That they're worse than what I had originally thought. So after I finished speaking about men, there's really nothing else to tell women about men that I haven't already told them. So once that conversation is over, now we have to turn the mirror towards women. And what you find out is that in these dynamics, 90% of the discussion has to be on women. And I find that women have a lot of problems. I find that women are very, very narcissistic.
Oh,
They
really?
do not realize it. I think women lack a lot of self-awareness.
You don't say.
And how I've taken my message, because I've got a little comedic edge, I find a way to show women themselves in a way that not many people can get women to admit that they are wrong. I have a way of getting women to admit, damn, I'm a terrible person, right? I've gotten women to see how terrible they are as friends, as relationship partners. Women are terrible relationship partners, right? But, you know, for me, it's about the truth. This is not me taking sides, because I believe that the world is in shambles. I believe that the communities are jacked up. I believe that, and all of this has to do with human behavior and how the sexes relate to each other and how the sexes relate to the planet. So it's not all on men. Men have their things that's wrong with them.
For sure.
I spoke about that.
But
yeah.
I mean, this is just hilarious. I mean, you literally cannot make this shit up. I think I'm gonna have to add that Kevin Samuels drop into this.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
See how quickly the changeup was, and she only been dating women for a few years. Try dating them for your whole life, then you'll really get to understand. That was fun. It's kind of fun to see people get their rude awakening to reality. But you guys let me know what you guys think of the video. What points did you agree with? What points did you disagree with? Please leave your comments below and let me know what you thought. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you got anything out of this video, hit that like button. Disagree to disagree. I'm out.